Oh, we're going to have a joy talking about this movie, Venom. Venom was a movie, of course, that came out last year. And this movie got a ton of controversy. Not because of any STW politics. It was because the critics said it was a bad movie, despite people generally liking the movie. Let's just look at Rotten Tomatoes really quickly before we start the review, to show you what I mean. 81% of people liked the movie, meanwhile only 29% of critics said they liked the movie. So there's a huge disparity between fans of Venom and just the critics. They're saying, oh, this movie sucks because we don't like it. Now we'll be going on here. Venom was always one of those characters that they're making that, oh, they're finally making a movie about this character. I think a Venom movie was kind of long overdue already to begin with. And the fact that the critics trashed this movie was just... I don't think this movie is a 3 out of 10, okay? It's not a 3 out of 10. A 3 out of 10, I haven't even gave... Did I give a movie a 3 out of 10 yet? I don't really... I gave several movies 3 out of 10 and 4 out of 10. Like, for example, I gave Atomic Blonde a 4 out of 10. Or I gave Pacific Rim 2 a... Oh, I gave Pacific Rim 2 a 3 out of 10 because it was just so bad. Oh, and of course, there's some really bad movies like X-Men Origins Wolverine. Like, let's compare that to X-Men Origins Wolverine. First is the CGI. The CGI of Venom looks better than the CGI of X-Men Origins Wolverine. They did not butcher Venom's character, and they did Venom pretty well without Spider-Man. Because Venom is a character that evolves, that was created. Venom was a character that became a villain, a bad guy, because Venom wanted to get revenge on Spider-Man. That's what the whole plot was in Spider-Man 3. And in Spider-Man 3, this is a much better Venom than in Spider-Man 3. In Spider-Man 3, Venom's just a different colored Spider-Man. And that was basically just lazy, and that's why people didn't like it that much. Venom, you can obviously see it still looks fake. The CGI still looks fake because it's Venom, and I don't care if the CGI looks fake. It's a movie, okay? I do complain about Black Panther, where it's you can obviously tell Venom's existence looks realistic, but still you can still tell it's animated because it's a movie. You can still tell it's animated in. That's what modern movies are now. And they're making a sequel to Venom, actually. They actually are. But the storyline is pretty good. It's basically about Venom, how he became Venom, and they have to learn to coexist, and realize that this guy is farming the Venom suits because he wants to make the perfect symbiote, and he's killing them to basically create the perfect symbiote. And of course, the guy Eddie Brooke, becomes the perfect and safe symbiote. And at the end, they both realize that they have to stop the bad guy for the greater good, and they basically learn to coexist with each other. There's also many funny scenes in the movie with Venom wanting to eat food. Yes, those were the best parts about the movie, easily. Venom is a Venom actually looks like a horror movie, but it isn't really a horror movie. It's an action movie. At the beginning, there are horror elements, and that's to be expected. There's another being taking over someone's body. Of course, this could be scary to everybody. It's scary to some people. Venom also looks like scary because that's how his character looks like in the comics. But the funny thing is what does the critic say about Venom? Okay, well, I gotta see again. Venom's most standout movie turns out to be comics in all long ways. Chaotic, nosy, and definite need of stronger attachment to Spider-Man. Even though he did a pretty good job making the movie without Spider-Man, making it without Spider-Man, but making it basically about, oh, maybe Spider-Man is not needed for Venom to become Venom. Maybe the creature just wants to take over his body. And I'll be fine with the Venom trilogy. And it'll be pretty cool. It's pretty good. It has I don't think it's like one of those cinematic. I don't think it's a cinematic masterpiece. Of course, I'm not gonna say that. But Venom is not a 3 out of 10 or 2.9 out of 10, like the critics say it is. Venom is a fun movie to watch, and it's a pretty entertaining movie for anyone to basically see, and that's basically what this movie is. That's the summary of my review of the movie. It's pretty funny and entertaining, and it was. I give this movie the same score as Justice League, a 7 out of 10. It's not a perfect movie. There are flaws, like the CGI is bad at some points, which is kind of expected of modern movies, because. And it's actually a pretty decent movie, and it only had $100 million budget. It wasn't, $150 to $200 million like every other single other superhero movie out there. Aquaman had like $170 million budget. This only had $100 million budget. So this was a very profitable film worldwide. I think Venom it was the first film for people. Actually, that was the Venom is the first absolutely major film that, since The Last Jedi and Ghostbusters, that critics and fans really were on odds with each other and literally disagreed with each other harshly, as Venom's fans said they liked the film and they're allowed to like a film. So if you like Venom, don't listen to these critics who say this is bad. They said Alita was a mediocre. Yeah, they said Alita was a mediocre movie. Alita is not a mediocre movie. But they gave Atomic Blonde a higher score. Yeah, that's totally such a better movie than Venom and Alita Battle Angel. Atomic Blonde's a so-called a better movie, even though John Wick is way better than Atomic Blonde in every single way, okay? And yet they give this movie a 78. 64% of people like it, but there are people who say, oh, so it's action, so of course it's good because it's an action movie. There are lots of parts of this movie that made me feel, why is this in the movie? Like, for example, I'm not trying to be homophobic, but there's a gay sex scene in the movie, and I don't want to see gay sex scenes in my movie. I just don't want to see it. And I know this is an R-rated movie, but they could leave that out of the movie, okay? Same thing with like any like open sex scenes in the movie. It's just in general. Keep it out of the movie or make it like, imply like they're having it. But overall, Atomic Blonde was a terrible movie. The pacing is bad. The movie's about the Cold War, but it's just about her beating up a bunch of random Western guys because she wanted to get revenge on them, and they're basically prosecuting her, and she's like, this happened and this happened, and these people attacked me, and I went through this country to attack these people. It's just another boring movie that will be forgotten within. That's just already forgotten. So, but then they'll give this. Look at this. You see here, critics? You see here, critics? You see here? Nobody wants to listen to your biased, awful opinions. 60 is not mediocre, but of course, if we go through top critics, it's considered mediocre. But yet they'll give Atomic Blonde a 776 out of 100. So basically that's it. Venom, I give a 7 out of 10. Venom is a good movie. If you like superhero movies, or if you just like the character Venom, I would recommend this movie. If you like the character Venom and you have not seen this movie, what are you doing? Well, you must be living under a massive rock, or are just listening to the bland and biased critics, because there are a few people who still believe the critics are a trustworthy news source, even though they gave Knock Down the House a movie about, here's another movie. We're not done yet, okay? But Venom is a pretty great movie. But, I have one more example to show up. Knock Down the House, one of the worst movies ever made. Yeah, we can't trust you guys, critics. Goodbye.